Charles Leiter passed away very suddenly. The papers are missing.
Cecil Hunter. Anybody heard of this chap?
Witchcraft, you know. It's all a load of nonsense, really, these trials.
Is it the concept of this Atlantic City breakaway and desperate acts?
Kirk here had an encounter in the morgue.
I said I don't want to talk about it, goddammit.
He got these rare books and then engaged talented artists to make forgeries.
Oh, the other guy's real sweet. Abnerwick. Forces seem to gather around the papers.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that again? His legal guardian was who, did you say?
Dr. Charles Leiter. I believe he ended up in Arkham Asylum. They think we were born yesterday, Mr. Oakes. What do you think of that? Mr. Oakes just sort of slowly raises a Tommy gun.
Oh, fuck. I'm going to shoot Oakes.
His brains, his eyeballs, fragments of his skull spray around the door arch. Burning in infinity. They're burning in infinity. They're burning in infinity.
Amelia Court. She was right here.
And the story thickens.
You can detect movement. Strange, writhing movement. And you get the sense that are their eyes?
Sleep, come and look at this.
Put my foot to the floor. Put it in reverse.
What the fuck is going on? Oh my god, look, he's under my car!
What did you see? Mahoney, whose face did you see? Was it a face?
I really am starting to wonder about all of this, I'll be honest with you.
And no one can see the tears streaming down my broken face under the mask.
There we go. There. Come on, let's go downstairs.
Dr. Montrose, we should probably bring Flint as that.
Court. The dreams in the witch house. The Apocalypse Players present Crimson Letters. A Call of Cthulhu 7th edition scenario by Alan Bligh. Starring Joseph Chance as Dr. Jonas Steinweg, Danann McAleer as Professor Duckworth, Dan Wheeler as Kirk Sleep, PI. With our special guests, Doug McAndrew as Dr. Althea Montrose and Mike Perceval-Maxwell as PJ Mahoney. The Keeper of Arcane Lore is Dominic Allen. Chapter 9, Hygiene and Morality. You are driving up the hill to Arkham Asylum. It does look like there's a storm rolling in on an otherwise clear early evening. I mean, it looks like it's come out of nowhere. It is almost histrionic. What's the word? Pathetic fallacy. It's like, yeah, this rolling black, like an electrical storm just over Arkham Asylum. And you see this flash of lightning as you sort of wind your way up this tree-lined hill. And before long, you reach the wrought iron gates of Arkham Asylum. And above the gates, it says something like, probably in Latin, it says something like hygiene and morality, or something like that. Something vaguely ominous.
And sanitize all ye who enter here. Yeah.
There's a guy in a box, like a security guard in a little rain box, and
Good.
He steps out and comes over to you, and he says, "Can I ask you to state your business?"
Now, forgive me for asking an obvious question, but would Dr. Duckworth and I possibly be known here?
Oh, quite possibly, yeah, I think so. I think that might be a credit rating roll.
Ooh! Can you feel the rules burning with excitement?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hope yours is better than mine.
Okay, I got a 29 on my 50 credit rating.
Wow, I am poorly thought of. I think I say, Dr. Duckworth, say no, you don't say?
Yes, I think so. Charles, isn't he?
Oh, yes, Doctor. I never forget your face.
How's Susan?
She's well, sir, yeah.
Good,
she's well.
Good. You don't mind us just coming in to follow up a couple of threads, do you?
Not at all, not at all. I will let you through if you just, you know the way. And he opens the gate for you, wide enough for the car to pass through, up the rest of the drive.
Thank you, Charles.
And as you go up this driveway, it is like, it's like that scene in Shutter Island. There's lots of people in their sort of, they're not prisoners, so, well, some of them are. They're in a uniform. They're in a kind of like these sort of comfortable work clothes. And you can see some people trimming the hedges and
they're watering the plants without any water in the can, you know.
Yeah. But it seems, you know, everything's very calm and placid as you make your way up the driveway to the imposing entrance.
Presumably as Flinders starts banging on the back from the inside of the boot.
Shit! Why would you say that?
No. Let's not encourage him. Let's not encourage either Flinders or Dominic.
Well, where do you pull up? There's a big long driveway with a few cars parked already, but there appears to be a driveway around the back as well. But you can just pull up at the front.
I'll park a couple of spaces away from the main line. You know, a bit of manoeuvre room just in case. But
park with the car facing the way out, just in case we have to stop in a hurry.
Oh yeah, we're backing out. We're backing into that space. Yeah.
A woman comes over. She's got she has very short hair, and these work coveralls. She comes over with a bucket and a sponge, and she starts washing your car in this sort of just on the bonnet in a very sort of fixed expression.
No, thank you.
She just sort of looks confused, and then sort of steps back a bit and just lingers there with the bucket and this dripping sponge and just watches you.
I don't say that because that's cruel. I watch the thing. I mean, he knows enough about these people. That
so she carries on washing the car.
Yeah.
And she smiles at you. And as you get out of the car, she says, "Hello."
Oh, boy.
Hello. What's your name?
Lydia.
Oh,
Hello, Lydia.
What's your name?
My name's Monty. You can call me Monty. Thank you for washing our car.
Hello, Monty.
Hello.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes. Well, we're just going inside to see some people. Are you all right?
Oh, yes. Although it looks like it might rain.
Doesn't it? Doesn't it? And I,
It always rains when you wash your car.
Well, yes, it seems to, doesn't it? And I get my cane out and shut the door. Wait for the rest of them to gather.
Yeah. Dr. Montrose gingerly gets out with her own cane, nods to the girl. Hello, dear.
Hello.
As Lydia's saying hello to the others, can I do a spot hidden on Lydia? To see if there's anything off about her uniform or what she's holding. Is this something that... Yeah, well, quite. Well, you know, I've had experience in this field for a while, so... 13 on a 56.
Cut to Ben Kingsley in a lighthouse being like, oh, I won't say in case. Anyway,
in case.
no, she seems
great,
completely ordinary.
Is she the only person? Can we only see inmates? Is there no one else? Have they basically just walked out and they've taken over?
There's a couple of nurses dotted around the lawns. You can see them by their white smocks.
As Monty and Dr. Montrose get out of the car and with their canes and start walking towards the building, PJ will make several attempts to get out of his seat and upright beside the car, refusing to admit to anyone, least of all himself, that he needs a cane as well.
I was imagining that the three of us were in the back actually, and that Sleeper's in the front. And I think I've been sandwiched between Montrose and Mahoney, and so I'm sort of just being jostled all the time because I'm trying to get out the other side.
I would imagine that further feature feelings of emasculation. The middle seat, the lowest status seat, if you will, in the car.
Yeah,
middle rear.
You were in it, or that Steinweg was?
Steinweg.
Yeah, definitely, because he's the smallest.
Yeah, I'm not taking no middle seat like some little bitch.
Exactly. Yeah.
Dr. Montrose is from fucking Glasgow. She'll be with that kind of shit.
Should be.
I'm going to spin. Fuck that.
All this sort of back and forth and people climbing in and out of the car finally sort of rouses Sleep from his
He's
slumber.
climbing back in.
His sleep.
And he sort of steps out the car, bleary-eyed. He's had a little bit of a nap to try and sort of his mind is cleared a little bit, and he takes a little swig of his bourbon and lights up a Camel and just looks around this place that he really has never been before and really didn't want to ever come.
How the hell did you fit a camel in the back of that car?
How are you feeling, Mr. Sleep? Did you have a nice wee nap?
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better, thanks. He doesn't look better.
Aware of what's in our boot, I'm going to turn to Lydia and just say, Lydia, I don't suppose there's a chance you could run and get one of those lovely nurses to help us, could you?
Oh, yes. Yeah, sure. And,
Thank you so much.
She plops her bucket down and she goes striding off across the lawn.
Now, gentlemen and ladies, I hate to... Well, what would be the term? Splitting the party. No, that's not a phrase. But what should we do about the gentleman in our trunk?
Yeah, I was about to ask Mr. Sleep and Mr. Mahoney what they think is best. It's out of my experience.
Well, when you put a guy in the trunk of your car, then you're going down a road that's difficult to walk back from.
Yeah, but my friend, we've already done that, so we know that we are on the road that is difficult to walk back from, and I appreciate your candor. But my concern is, does he have enough air? As Dr. Duckworth is saying, should we perhaps come up with a ruse to say that he is to be admitted?
Well, I think anyone take one look at him and realize he needs to be admitted.
The leg wound is particularly bad. He needs some... I'm not entirely sure whether we managed to staunch the wound at all.
The first thing they're going to do is they're going to call the cops. You know that, don't you?
But not if we say that he is our patient, yes, Dr. Duckworth?
I'm not sure. It's a gamble. We could try that.
I'd like to have a listen at the trunk just to see whether I can hear whether he's still alive in there.
You could say he had some kind of psychotic episode. And,
yes. And we shot him 3 times in the legs.
What do you think, Dr. Montrose?
Well, Keith, this is rather outside my field of comfort or competence. I would defer to opinions other than mine, but if he's been shot in the leg, I imagine he should probably get medical attention quite soon, otherwise he may bleed to death, and all else is moot. So...
I feel like, I may be wrong, I feel like we wouldn't have allowed him to just be stuck in the boot without a tourniquet or something, but I might be wrong. But either way, he'd still need medical attention.
I mean, to be honest, I thought he was dead before he sort of came back to life, and I was pretty sure he was dead already. I'd be surprised. I was surprised when he came back to life, basically. So God knows what sort of state he's in now. I don't even know whether he did come back to life, to be honest. It might just be in a temporary possession of his corpse.
Do any of you have my first aid skills or something? Do any of you have a good background in first aid?
I'm very rusty. I would say that, you know.
Yeah, rusty.
Perhaps yes, exactly. That is not good for the human body, is it? But then maybe the car isn't particularly clean either. But I'd say that a third of the time I would be successful in administering whatever I could.
I honestly think he might be past the point of no return. You know what I'm saying? Can I give the boot a listen to see whether there's any sound? Because it might be that we don't need to worry about it. Do you know what I mean? I can't hear anything, but that doesn't necessarily mean there's nothing to hear.
I think, Mr. Sleep, why don't we just open it a little?
But the fact you can't hear anything does mean we should probably open it up and have a look.
Yeah.
Lydia. So the coast is clear?
Let's
be ready for him to start yelling out as soon as you open up the book.
Why don't Mr. Sleep and I look at the body while the 3 of you stay on the watch and be prepared to make the bold maneuvers?
If he starts yelling out, that's the point when we say, hey, we got a live one, you want to admit this guy, he's crazy.
Remind me again why we put this guy in the trunk of the car.
I don't know why we put the gentleman. I can only say I'm certain it wasn't my idea.
Did you restrain him? Is he tied up and gagged?
Yeah, of course he's tied up and gagged and very carefully done so.
I have a kind of blank period in my memory.
You don't have anything in your bag of tricks there, Doctor, you could use to sedate the fella.
Sedate? 9. The sedation... not so much. Possibly to enliven him, if he's feeling like he's coming around, I could give him a little pick-me-up, yeah?
I got a blackjack. If he's coming around, I could give him a hit over the head and send him back to sleep.
Old school sedation. I like the way you think, Sleep.
I think that may be required. If only my dear friend Hans was here.
I feel perhaps your skills are more needed elsewhere. I think a blackjack or a dose would not necessarily do what we want here. We want to check that he's still breathing, yes, and in a stable condition. So, shall we open the boot subtly and just check on that? Yes.
Let's do it.
Who's got the lowest luck?
I have a luck.
Almost certainly me.
45 is my luck.
I've got 32.
23.
Oh my God. 51. I am on the 51. At the moment, I'm in the lead.
So can Sleep give us a luck roll?
Yeah, I'm going to stand with my back to the car, kind of looking around, stretching, and pretending to be innocuous while they open the boot.
I think I witnessed that, and I think it's a very interesting psychological maneuver, and I start imitating you, sort of doing the exact same thing. Like a yoga class in the car park.
As I roll my dice, Sleep is mumbling, I got the feeling that maybe we all have different expectations and hopes for what shape this guy's going to be in. You want him to be alive? That's the last thing I want. And I failed my luck roll.
So
I rolled a 44 on my
Sleep, are you the one opening the trunk?
I think so. One-handed, I'm smoking my cam on. Pop it.
You open the trunk, and Charles Leiter is tied up in the trunk, just looking at you with these hollow, burnt-out eyes.
Okay.
Oh, scheisse. And there's no chance that I see anything. Not that I want to see this, but
you can have a look if you want.
Because I was going to be right with him, but I don't want to. He has to react to that first. He's seen it. He was the man. I'm a second behind.
I mean, do I have time to react before I make a sanity roll?
Do I go and say it again?
Yeah. What would you? Well, it depends on what your reaction is.
Is it obviously the corpse that I saw earlier?
Yeah.
I just say, hey, Mahoney.
Sleep. What you got there?
Call me crazy. In fact, maybe don't call me crazy around here, but that don't look like Flinders. Am I right?
What do you mean it don't look like Flinders? What are you talking?
I'll come over here and take a look.
Okay, I'll go over and take a look.
It's Anthony Flinders. He looks like he's coming to.
So tell me, Mahoney, is that Flinders?
What are you talking about? Of course it's Flinders. Give me that. Is he gagged, yeah? We got him gagged. Because if not,
well, did we? I mean, I just claimed that like a liar.
Yeah. Well, I'll gag him just now. Let's find a bit of rag and shove it in his mouth. Don't you say a word, Flinders. You keep your mouth shut. You understand me?
Mahoney, that ain't Flinders.
Kirk, you can do a reality check if you want to.
Yeah, I think I probably ought to.
Sleep, yeah. You need to get some rest.
If you fail, you lose a sanity point. You can have a bout of madness. But if you succeed, there'll be no more delusions until you lose more sanity. So that's the
but I'm rolling against my sanity.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I'm definitely going to fail. So,
unless the other thing that can be done is someone else can use psychoanalysis on you.
If only we had a psychiatrist in the party.
But you don't.
I was about to put my hand on his arm and say, "What is it that you think you are seeing?" Nine, look at me, yeah?
It's lighter, and I can't tear my eyes away from...
He does say it's lighter.
Black, hollow eyes. It's lighter.
Yeah.
It's lighter.
So you see him too. I've seen him.
Hallucinating, Doctor. It's hallucinating. It ain't lighter.
I saw the reaction. You and I both had a reaction upstairs. It's a cottage, and it seemed for a moment as if we were seeing the same thing. Are you saying now that you didn't see something?
Steinbeck, trick of light.
What was the trick of light? What was it?
Whatever it was.
Come with me.
Thought we saw. He thinks he sees it now. There's neither here nor there.
Mr. Sleep, if it is not a projection, then we must take great courage that there is something beyond our knowledge and understanding. And if it is a projection, that's good too, because that means that we can work together by curing all of our ills. Tell me, what did he look the way that he looked before in the...
Looked? What are you talking about, looked? He's right there. Take a look at him.
No, look at me. Come this way. What I mean to say is, how do you see him? Is he alive? Is he dead?
No, he's... What do you mean? It's... Why, just take a look. It's a corpse. It's Lyda's corpse, just like I saw it in a morgue.
Yeah, sure. It is Lyda's corpse. That is what you are seeing. But it is either a projection by your own imagination.
Hollow eyes. This ain't a projection, Prof. It's Lyda's corpse.
What I would like to do is, I would like very much for you to describe, without looking at him, why he would come to visit you.
Why he'd come to visit me? What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
In this manner, why would he come? Why would he transport his soul and spirit to the body of this young man, Anthony Flinders?
I don't know. Maybe you didn't put Flinders in the...
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
This is good. Maybe I didn't put Flinders in the trunk.
I never saw any of you put Flinders in the trunk.
Oh. So maybe we switched him, yeah?
Why did you tell me you put Flinders in the trunk? And I draw my gun.
No. This is a paranoia. And I will roll my psychoanalysis as I say the words. You are much stronger than the doubts and the fears that you feel.
And I turn my gun on Steinbeck as he's saying this, and I say, "Why did you tell me you put Flinders in the trunk? Why did you put Lyda in the trunk? What did you do to me? What did you drug me? You drugged me?
But luckily, the light on my cane just catches your eye as I wave it in front of you. And although I've never attempted hypnotism before, my 0-3 on psychoanalysis.
Oh.
On a 69, no, on a 60, only a 60, suggests that you've been distracted just enough.
And actually, I think on an extreme success, you both glean something here. Kirk, you, exploring what the doctor's asking you, you suddenly feel the sense of betrayal, which you articulate somehow. And Steinweg, it's interesting that Sleep's mind has produced the image of Leiter lying in the trunk, as if Leiter is the one who has been betrayed. You suspect that maybe there is some deep subconscious insight here that's taken place that just needs decoding. But yes, when you look in the trunk again, Kirk, it's Anthony Flinders.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I need a drink. And I just take a few steps away from the car and take a long pull on my hip flask of bourbon and light up like 2 camels, smoke them at the same time.
A dromedary.
PJ's going to go over and put his hand on Sleep's shoulder as he's on that. Don't let your eyes play tricks on you. I've seen a lot of things in my years, a lot of things that I'd rather forget. But if you can just get a hold of inside yourself and stay firm, you'll be right as rain. So
That's right. You're right, Mahoney.
Hold on to what you know's real.
It's just been a long day.
Oh, yeah, sure.
That's all. I'll be all right. In a moment.
As that's happening, I'd like to just walk over to Dr. Montrose and sort of say, what was the reason for our coming here, really? I mean, how many of us need to go in? But we have this man here, but I feel it's dangerous to leave him in the car. It's dangerous to leave him unattended, but at the same time, it's dangerous to leave him with certain members of our party. What's your opinion? Your educated opinion?
Things were in danger of escalating rather out of control. And while I could not see that happen, so I must admit I have no desire particular to set foot within that building.
Yes.
I would be content to remain here and keep an eye on the boy.
I understand. I've been in this building many a time, and it doesn't bother me so much. Perhaps then we need one sane person in each location, if you catch my drift.
Such faith in the group.
Is there a chance that I could, as the two men of the world are bonding over returning to reality and a hard scotch, is there a chance that I'm passing from them to these other two and I overhear any of this?
I guess that's maybe a listen. Well, yeah, I mean...
Not that I'm interested in it. It was more the point about whether we need Dr. Montrose present or not. Could I have heard that?
Yes, yeah. I think it's fair to say you probably...
Yeah.
I was trying to be subtle,
Yeah.
mainly so I didn't disturb
No.
sleep.
I mean, so maybe I don't. Yeah. But I'm crossing what I imagine is a gravel path, a gravel drive. So I'm crunching my way over to the two of you at some speed.
I don't know. It has been a rather long day.
Yes.
I need some rest.
Doctors?
Yes, doctors, thank you.
Yes.
It occurs to me that now that Mr. Sleep has regained some composure, and we have the question of Mr. Flinders in the back of the trunk of the car, perhaps the two of you might be best placed to go and interview Mr. Hunter, Cecil, and the three of us might be best placed in securing this gentleman.
Perhaps.
Unless perhaps Mr. Mahoney might be useful for you with his official capacity as the gentleman from the university, the strong right arm, as it were.
Myself and PJ are both gentlemen from the university in that sense, but yes, I think perhaps maybe two people are necessary to keep sleep to a minimum.
Yeah, this is a good point.
Mr. Mahoney is currently opening up his wallet while he's talking to Sleep, saying, "Did I ever show you the photographs of my grandchildren?" And there's this big wad of pictures. Now, these are the twins. These are Mary and
You
Joe.
see what
They're
I mean?
going to be 7 next birthday.
Well,
Please. Cutest thing you ever seen. Cute as a button, little Mary. She says the smartest things. You know what she said to me
Please continue.
She said,
"Oh no, I hope we're not interrupted."
says, "Grandpa Pat," she says. That's what she calls me. She calls me Grandpa Pat. She says, why does the moon stay up in the sky, Grandpa Pat? How come it doesn't fall down and
I know,
around?
the kids are thick as pig shit.
A nurse walks past and says, and she just suddenly takes Mahoney by the arm and says, "Oh, are you okay there, dear? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought. I'm so sorry.
Oh, hello, my dear. Yes.
Sorry,
Joseph Mahoney. Yeah.
Dr. Montrose says, despite appearances, I rather do respect the years that Mr. Mahoney has under his belt as an investigator. He has shown something of an intuitive touch when it comes to gathering information, perhaps more than I. So I have no particular desire to set foot inside that building, as I see.
I see.
And that got me thinking, how does that moon stay up?
Hey, PJ. I hope you don't mind me
Dr. Duckworth, yes.
initializing you in such a
No, you call me PJ. All my friends call me PJ.
Thank you.
Oh no, it's what a shame, Monty. You interrupted a
I'm so
fantastic
sorry, Kat.
story
I'm
that
so
Mahoney was
sorry.
telling me. I have to pick that up another time, Mahoney, if one of us
Yes.
die first.
Yes, I'll show you my eldest, Dermot. He's doing very well for himself.
Can't wait.
He's in a big school now, yes.
PJ,
He's 14.
PJ.
Hang on a minute, I'm just going to go and have another look at that corpse in the boot. I need something to freshen my mind up.
The nurse says, "The what?"
Have I shown you the pictures of my grandchildren, Molly?
PJ, the problem with having no face is that I can't raise my eyebrows. Now, would you mind accompanying me into this building? It's Hunter we need to talk to, isn't it?
Cecil, yes.
And I see no reason that we should all go in, especially with our guest lying prone. But also, Sleep is tired, shall we say? And it would be good to.
Wait.
It would be good to have some caring friends around him.
I would be so disappointed if I don't get to meet this interesting Mr. Cecil Hunter.
Well, Dr.
You
Montrose.
don't need to worry about me. I feel much better. I can watch a car by myself. I'll lean on the boot. Any noise, I'll open it. I won't even look. I hit him with a blackjack. Shut the boot again. Ain't a problem.
I have no worries about your skill whatsoever. It's simply that this place is slightly unnerving for all of us. Well, not for me, but for most of us. Dr. Montrose, you'd be happy staying with Kirk here for
I would.
half an hour?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Sleep, I think if the pair of us just have a nice wee sit down for a while.
Excellent.
Let the other gentlemen have words with young Mr. Hunter. That will be fine.
All right. Buckle up, doll. You're about to have a ride on the sleep train.
No, I don't think we need to move the car. Just keep the car in park.
Running.
That'll be fine.
Yes. Excellent. In that case, I sort of... Well, what I'd like to do is just to sort of exchange... Well, to lock eyes with Dr. Montrose to make sure she is okay with...
She's okay with that.
Okay. Yeah. And then I mean, all you see is a porcelain mask with 2 dark eye holes, but it's that sort of gesture.
Mahoney is now convinced there's something going on between Duckworth and Montrose.
Really?
Sorry.
Well, who's to say?
Take it all back.
We all know that Dr. Duckworth has an uncanny way with the women.
Yes.
So it's perfectly possible, as far as I'm concerned.
Women love the porcelain face, what can I say? I start to stride across the lawn towards the entrance.
Your skin is so smooth. Oh, that's not skin.
So, just to clarify, who is going up the steps? Dr. Duckworth?
I think it's Duckworth, Mahoney, and Steinberg.
Right.
That well-known firm of solicitors.
It's a folk band, isn't it?
Duckworth, Mahoney, and Steinberg. Have you been injured in a celestial catastrophe?
That wasn't your fault.
None of it was your fault. Yes.
Yeah, there was literally nothing you could do about it.
There was fate intervened. So I'm going to start leading the way.
So you walk up the steps and through these big wooden doors with glass in them. You open them into quite a large sort of semicircular atrium. Marble floors. There's a big semicircular reception desk behind which a number of orderlies are working. And there are doors leading off down these long corridors. Basically, it's like a panopticon. It's all just long corridors that divide up the grounds. And one of them sort of looks up as you come in. They hear the squeak of your heels on the floor. And they sort of look up. This is a gentleman in his late 20s. Looks up expectantly at.
I'm sorry, that's my Cuban heels making the squeaking. I'm such a short gentleman. I have to get as much lift as I can get.
You don't see heels like that much these days.
No,
it's
true. It's true.
Is it a luck roll to see if I actually know the guy, or is that not appropriate? Is it just a random staffer?
He's probably just a random, but if you want, you could do a credit rating if you want. If you're hoping to have some sort of.
I think I will because it worked on the gate. I kind of feel like, you know, as the head psychoanalyst at Arkham, at Miskatonic, it might be appropriate.
You certainly do work here, yeah.
That's a 59 on T, so no, I don't. He doesn't.
He's new.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he looks at you with trepidation as he sees your face.
Yeah, or doesn't. And I say, hello, Mr. Hunter, we're here to see Cecil.
Oh, may I ask, on what grounds?
Oh, of course, Montague Duckworth. I'm the head, psychologist, psychoanalyst, and everything else at Miskatonic. He's a patient of mine, or used to be, and we want to check some details regarding another patient. It will only take minutes. It's a matter of just crossing the I's and dotting the T's, as it were.
One moment then, please, Doctor. If you could take a seat, and
yes,
I'll be back shortly. And he gets up and he walks out through a door directly behind the desk.
Yeah.
Appears to be some sort of records room. So he's gone for a few minutes. Occasionally a doctor walks past, or someone walks up a corridor. It's quite quiet at this time. It's sort of like it's sort of dinner time, and so patients are getting fed. It's quite quiet at reception. it's sort of getting towards the end of the working day.
Last time I was here was when we brought in the suspenders killer in '06.
Oh, yes?
Yes, yeah, he used to strangle his victims with a pair of suspenders. Batty as a fruitcake. Yeah, completely off his rocker. Yeah, he was screaming and yelling. Dragged him out of the court, dragged him up here, flung him in a padded room and threw away the key. Maybe he's still here.
That's a fond memories,
Oh, he was crazy. He was a crazy man.
Yeah.
Bright red hair he had. Bright red hair. I remember that. I don't know. I used to wonder how he kept it in one piece on his head, if you know what I mean. It's frizz out everywhere.
I take a light rubbing of cocaine in the gums.
He was very efficient. Nine people before we got to him. And you know what tripped him up?
Oh no, tell us.
What was that?
It was the red suspenders.
Yeah.
The red suspenders.
It's a confrontation with the ego. Very good.
Well, he had a confrontation with several people. It took 4 strong men to bring him in. Of course, I was just a beat cop.
Well, you were one of the strong men, were you not?
Well, I lent a hand back in my younger days.
By the way, I'm not sure about bringing the Thompson machine gun in here.
Oh, well...
Should we keep that under the coat? Yeah? No. Did you leave it back in the car? Oh, clever.
I think I left that back in the car, yes.
Yeah, right by the window. Yeah.
For emergencies.
Along with the Gatling gun.
And the cans of gasoline.
Pulse rifles.
Missiles. The orderly comes back after a few moments. He's gripping some files in a manila envelope. He's sort of going through them. And, a manila folder, rather. And he walks up to you and he says... I'm afraid... Can I take your name again, sir? It was Dr...
Yes, Montague Duckworth.
I can't seem to find you on his record, but I take your word that you work for...
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I can't speak for Miskatonic's record keeping, unfortunately, but I certainly have, I know him. You can check with that.
And you're visiting Mr. Hunter because...
Well, essentially, I haven't seen him in a while, and I know he was put apart some time ago. We have some other patients at the moment who seem to be mentioning his name. I'm just checking that they know each other or don't know each other. It's essentially a social call, although I'm aware how vulnerable he is. So, of course, I'll be brief.
Yes, he'll be his... second social call in as many days, I think.
Really?
Oh,
who was
yes.
the first, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh,
the dean or the...
Was it a young lady by any chance?
He glances at the record and says, a cousin. She spoke to him. She wanted to talk over the phone.
Yes.
He seemed very distressed afterwards. We had to sedate him.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He's fragile as a result. I think the conversation, we don't know exactly what was discussed. It certainly aggravated him. So he may not be as compliant as usual.
Did you check her credentials? Are you sure she was a cousin? She wasn't some journalist trying to get some salacious stories out of the inmates here? Or, I mean, it seems... She was...
Well, it's always possible, I suppose. But,
yes.
No, I think... It's hard to say exactly what the conversation was, but I think there must have been some intimate knowledge. Anyway, I'm not really at liberty to discuss it.
No, of course.
But I just wanted to let you know in case...
Thank you. That's much appreciated. We'll be very gentle with him and we'll be done in a matter of minutes.
Oh, very good then. Well, let me walk you over there. He's just finished eating, although because of yesterday's events, we're still restraining him for the time being.
I see. So by eating, do you mean being fed?
Indeed. I'm not entirely sure how lucid he is at the moment, but I guess we'll see.
I suppose we will.
This way, please.
Thank you.
And he takes you down a corridor. It's a long corridor, and... At first, it's very well lit. The the windows. There are windows all the way along, leading, overlooking these beautiful lawns and gardens. And then you go downstairs. It turns a corner, goes down some stairs, and you find yourselves in this sort of basement corridor. There are windows, but they're very small, high-up windows. And before long, he is unlocking a door. It goes to another door that goes to a sort of a barred gate in the corridor. And then you're on this row of cells. They are thick doors with, the shutters on them. And the penultimate cell on the right, he gets to and he opens the thing. He looks in, he closes it again and turns back to you and says, well, he seems calm and he is awake. So
excellent.
I trust you know what you're doing.
Of course. Thank you for your time.
If you need help, there is a bell outside each cell.
I'm sure it won't be necessary, but thank you.
Well, if need be, you ring it, and he gestures to an orderly who sat on a chair reading the paper about halfway down this corridor. He says, and Barbie will come and help.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
Not at all. I've told Bobby you can have half an hour.
Thank you. Thank you very much. What was your name again, son?
My name is Richard.
Richard. P.J. Mahoney, Richard. Very pleased to make your acquaintance. Yes. Thank you very much for all your help. It's much appreciated. Much appreciated.
I whisper to Richard, he has grandchildren, and then I leave him to the conversation. Sort of walk towards the door.
Richard walks away.
I was here in 06, Richard. Of course, that'll be long before your time. Oh, yes.
Oh, says Richard. I understand you were here before.
Indeed, yes.
Well, you're doing better than most.
Took 4 strong men, 4 strong men. Yes, it was.
To subdue me.
They put up something of a fight. Yes, but
as this is happening, I sort of nod to Dr. Steinweg, and I imagine we move towards sort of open the door.
Inside, it is a padded cell, and sat in the sort of the cove of the room is this young man. I mean, he's in his late 20s. He has a shock of sort of strawberry blonde hair and a freckled face. He is straitjacketed, but he's just sort of sat there looking at the floor as you come in. He very lazily sort of takes you in with his eyes, watches you completely passively as you come into the room. He's saying something as well, but you can't quite hear him unless you want to do a listen check.
I mean, if I can hear that he's muttering something, I'd like to do a listen check before.
Yeah. I'm sure Mr. Mahoney would too.
I think we all would, yes, if we...
Wouldn't we all? And 45, that's probably not any good. Oh, 45 is my listen, and I rolled a 45.
All right.
You're sure you heard him say, worms seething in the walls?
Oh, no.
Worms seething in the walls.
I'm not going to bother making a listen order. I don't want to hear that.
Sadly, I have also heard this. Yeah.
Oh, 04. I hear it very clearly indeed. That's that's an extreme.
All 3 of us slow down immediately. No, I don't know what you do.
What's he saying now?
I mean, I'm fine, so unless there's an effect that needs to be applied to anyone, I'm going to...
I glance at you with somewhat urgent eyes. It might not just be the cocaine. You can't tell.
I think I've heard a lot about worms in my time. I mean, things that bore, things that may be in the earth, maybe in the mind. They're pretty common in this sort of field. So I sort of... I think I sort of lean myself on my cane and sort of say, hello, Cecil. I don't suppose you'd mind talking to us, would you? Just for a moment.
His eyes light up, and he says, Finally, you've come. Finally, someone to talk to. Friends at last.
Absolutely, Cecil. How are you doing? It's a strange place to be, this, isn't it?
Oh, strange. Strange world to live in. Strange life to have. Strange when we're alive and should be dead. Strange that which is dead is alive.
That is strange, Cecil. I have to say,
I get a notebook out.
Me and my friends here, I'm not sure they...
What have we done?
I'm sorry?
What have we done? What have we done?
We?
Not out. Not all the way out, but soon. Can't you hear it?
What have you
Well,
done?
possibly.
Can you hear it smashing at the walls? And as he says that, you hear in the next cell this.
It wasn't me! It wasn't me!
Ah, Cecil.
I know that voice.
That sounds... Well, if PJ knows that voice, let's go with that.
They weren't my stockings! My stockings are red!
I'm sorry, Cecil, that's just, Limmy. They turned the weens against him, and he's slightly put out by it. But, I wouldn't worry, it's nothing more than that. It's a strange place to be, though, isn't it? Are they treating you well here?
Treating me?
Yes.
Treating me? Oh.
Well, are they treating you?
Oh, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. Dead man sent me here. He saw them and they saw him, and off we go. Out.
That'd be light.
Out. Oh, the lights out. All. Oh, yes. And over each quivering form, the curtain, a funeral pall, comes down with the rush of a storm.
Out, brief, lighter.
I don't think we're going to get any...
The angels, all pallid and wan, uprising, unveiling affirm. The play is the tragedy man, and its hero.
The conqueror worm.
Worm.
Yeah, this was about to be what I was going to say to you when I overheard you. The conqueror worm.
Please, Dr. Steinbeck.
Seems to be a sympathetic.
Dr. Steinbeck, this is Jonas, this is, this is Cecil. You'll get on, I'm sure.
You're all dead. You're all already dead.
Yes, in the Sylvia Plath sense of the word, I suppose we are. But,
Who?
Oh, she's just a fictional character I invented for a series of short stories. It's not important.
Series of erotic sketches.
Sounds like a kook to me. Ask him about the lady who called yesterday. Ask him who that was. Ask him. Go on, ask him.
Oh, yes, actually, Jonas, probably it'd be good if you did ask Cecil here, since we're spending lunch together.
Lunch.
Did someone call on you yesterday?
Oh, it was her. It was her name, her symbols, her prisoner. Stupid. She's laughing. Oh, but she'll be crying. Oh, God.
I'm sure she will. She didn't upset you, did she?
The cries of the newborns on her table. She doesn't know what she's done. She's out of her depth. Oh, but it's too late now. She wanted what was hers, but she didn't know. She didn't know. I didn't know. None of us knew. It was too late. Too late now. Late now.
Cecil, was it Amelia? Was it Amelia that called you?
Amelia. Oh, she's so quiet. Intense. She sees more than she lets on. She knows what I'm doing. She knows.
But was it her that visited you yesterday?
Yesterday?
Yes.
When was yesterday?
I know, it's hard to gauge sometimes, isn't it?
In the next cell, the screaming starts again.
I'm innocent, I tell you! I didn't kill anyone! No stockings! Not like that!
He's a sprite.
You say...
He must be in his 90s by now.
Did you say you knew this fella? Can you whisper in at the door that he should keep his noise down? Anyway,
I don't think it's wise that he leaves this room alone.
Yes, I agree. I'm a big fan of your art, Cecil.
Money. False art and money. But we all sell our souls in a way.
It's a complex engagement, isn't it?
It's a complex engagement. Very, very astute. Of course.
You try to heal others on the inside, but you can't heal yourself on the outside.
Well, this is his drive, is it not?
Right.
That's where Monty gets his balance. A man of extremes. You strike me as a man of extremes also, Cecil. Tell me, you talked about the symbols. Her symbols. You talked about her symbols being... Are they strong? Are they stronger than your symbols?
Oh, God.
Are they stronger than Anthony Flinders' symbols?
Can't you hear it? Screaming in the wind.
Not quite. I think you have a different
We'll be
power.
free, and then, oh, God, oh, God.
It will be free. You keep coming back to this.
It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. And he leans forwards. Broken geometry. There was a flawed copy in the lines and the angles. You imbecile, don't you see? It's like a fault in the making, in the porcelain, a crack in the screen.
No.
My hands.
Your hands are very gifted. I saw the picture that you made in Dr. Leiter's study. It's a beautiful piece. It's echoes of Fuseli, but also something unique that is more your own vision. You're not just a copyist, you are an artist, I think.
No real understanding. All dollars and cents. Oh, he got offers now, though, didn't he? Money and money and money. He was happy at first, but keep me in paints and good whiskey and pretty girls, eh? But the price kept going up and up and up, and oh my goodness, until we were so scared. We were right to be scared. The truth. The truth. And then he lets out this deafening scream. And he screams for so long until it turns to sobs, and then he just puts his head on the ground. And you can give me a spot hidden, actually.
Cecil, pull yourself together, man. Where are the papers? Where are the real papers? Where did you hide them? Where did you put those papers, Cecil?
I've got a 19 on my 56 spot hidden.
You notice his hands are heavily bandaged, and the bandages, even now, are like on the backs of his hands where the bandages are. There's old blood that seeped through.
Yes.
And what he says to PJ is, oh, precious, the originals. Oh, the original. Oh, so perfect. Never out of his sight.
Cecil,
Thousands.
did you hurt yourself, or did someone else hurt you? Was there someone in the shards, or was it you?
Now, does this look like the kind of injury that one would have if one was punching a mirror?
Oh, it's a good question. It would be hard to say for sure without examining the hands. But certainly you could inquire with the orderly, because if he'd injured himself in their care, they would have kept a record.
Yeah.
Well, this is my thinking when I say, Cecil, they've put you in this room, this soft room. Is that right? I don't think you hurt yourself. Or did you? Was it someone else you were trying to hurt, or was it someone else trying to hurt you?
Oh, it's something else.
Something else?
Wants to hurt us all. They kept it bottled up for so long. Now, I've made a mistake.
I'd like to lean into him and say, we've all made mistakes, Cecil. And I believe you. I believe there are things out there trying to hurt us. Look what it's done to me. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. I lift up my face mask to show him my lack of face.
I think I take a step back.
He says, no, not him. Bad man eats and eats and eats and eats. You can hear them in his shop, whispering, plotting, licking and licking. Rats in the walls, old dirty earth.
I think I take a step forward.
What does he eat, Cecil?
The fat man.
You're talking about Mr. Vic, Abner Vic.
He lets out a sort of guttural squeal again. Downstairs in his shop, always eating, always.
I look at Mahoney
eating,
and I'm thinking about that massive carcass of pork rib that was being smeared across Those fat, full, awfully suggestive lips.
Did he know? Why didn't he say if he knew? Too late now.
Who know what?
Too late now.
Who know what, Cecil? Come on. You can do it. Somewhere in there. Somewhere in that foggy, confused noodle, there's a grain of sense. There's whatever's left of a man you were before. Whatever made you this way.
So I'm not usually one for cod psychology, but I believe my friend PJ here is right. Cecil.
I don't know nothing about cods and fish brains and whatever it is you mean, but
don't worry.
You know something, Cecil, and we need to know. We need to know so we can help you, so we can help the others. Who was it who called you? Where are those papers? What's going on?
The papers never left the office. He'd never let them out.
How are their copies?
I need them. I need them back. I need to finish. I know. I can fix the mistake. Fix all the mistakes.
Was it you who made the copies, Cecil?
Copies. All of them. No one else. No one else. No one else has sold their soul like I have.
What needs fixing, Cecil? We can help you fix your mistake.
The broken geometry, yeah? The broken geometry needs fixing.
She's going to try and do it.
Emilia Court. Emilia Court is going to try and do it. I say, making big eyes at Mahoney.
There was a mistake. There was a mistake in the original.
Did Court know that there was a mistake?
Cecil, the name of who is it?
Nobody knows.
But who is she? Knows. Who is she? Is it Amelia? Is it somebody?
I lean in and I say, surely she knows. Surely she knows.
The witch.
Keziah. Yeah?
Keziah Mason.
Surely she knows. Why don't you ask her?
Oh. And then he looks at you, Steinweg, and he says, dreams in the witch house.
Oh dear.
You've heard that before. Recently.
Yeah, only recently.
Wait just a minute.
I take several steps back.
I wonder if that's a sanity roll.
I think that's a sanity roll. And Mahoney's he's in there. Carry on. While I fail this. Oh yeah. Oh, I failed that.
Nobody knows what happened to Mason, but they say that somehow she got away and she has children and grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren. Is she of Keziah Mason's line? Is she a long distant relative? Is that what you mean?
I keep walking backwards as he's saying this, and I can see the eyes are staring down at the floor, and I pass Monty and I just kind of grip Monty's arm with a steely hand, but I can't take my eyes off him, and I say, I must have some fresh air. I must have some fresh air. And I just make a bolt for it. As an offer of an involuntary action for a 93 on my sanity.
Oh dear. Well, yeah, you lose.
I knew it. As soon as I used her name, I knew it. It's like I was putting myself on a little platform to fall.
You lose 2 sanity points.
Nice, that's fair. Oh, sweet mother of God. We're all going to go mad, aren't we?
She's descended from the woman who, supposedly, where these papers originate. Is that why she wants them?
Suddenly the shouting in the cell next door intensifies again. And this time, this time, Cecil can't seem to bear it, and he just starts banging his head against the wall. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! And in the next cell, you just hear constantly, I'm an innocent man! I never murdered nobody!
I think we need a little assistance here. I'll get Bobby.
When you go out to get Bobby, do you want to give me a spot hidden?
Absolutely. Oh, 69. A fail.
So you call for Bobby, and Bobby comes down the corridor to you. Everything all right?
I think young Cecil in there is somewhat distressed by the patient in the next cell.
What? He misses him?
No, the shout. Well, you can hear yourself. The shouting. He's perhaps going to harm himself.
No. He took his own life yesterday.
No.
We found him swinging from the light fittings. He'd managed to steal a pair of stockings from the laundry room.
No. I'm the other side. The other cell on the other side.
Oh, the other cell is empty, sir.
Well, no, because we heard the shouting. There's, the usual lunatic rantings. Wasn't me, innocent man, so on.
I don't know what to tell you, I'm afraid.
No, we heard it. There was someone shouting in the cell next door.
Christ.
If you say so, sir. Is everything all right in here?
Yes, everything's fine. He seems to have calmed down now. False alarm.
He fixes you with a professional's gaze.
You married, Bobby?
God.
You're married,
yes,
man.
sir.
Yeah. Any kids?
Not yet.
Well, I tell you, they're a blessing. I hope you have many and they give you much happiness. They're a blessing, children. Yes, indeed. I have...
That's right.
Now, how many is it again? I have 5.
He walks into the cell.
Patrick, Maureen, now...
Closes the door on himself.
Bashes his head off.
Joe,
Locks his own door.
Eileen, Brian, and little Mikey. Where did you go?
I don't want to abandon Duckworth, or indeed Mahoney, but did I just walk out?
Yes, I think that's what you said.
Yeah. So long as that's... just wanted to check in.
So I'll go back in again and say,
Where did Steinway go?
I love that he just walked straight past you as you were talking to the orderly. And no one noticed.
So I'm very small.
Because he's only this tall.
Could I, while they're out of the room, if there's a moment where it's just me and Cecil,
Yeah?
could I pull I've got my notebook and my pencil on me like I always do. I know he's in a straitjacket, but could I sort of hand it to him and almost like feed the pencil into his mouth, if that's the best way of doing it, and just say, would you mind drawing me what it was that did this to you, like in reference to his wounds? I just kind of want to get, a Cecil Hunter original while I'm here. Not in a sort of Banksy sense, but in a sort of, I want to know where his mind's at artistically.
Yeah.
Because I kind of feel like the only way to get through to this guy is through what he draws.
He starts sketching away. You can't see what he's drawing. He's drawing something. And then PJ comes back into the room with the orderly, or the orderly comes in followed by PJ. And the orderly says, Hey, I don't think you should give him that.
No, it's fine.
He takes the notebook and pencil off him, and Cecil's like, No, don't leave me in here. Don't leave me. You're going. Everyone leaves. You can't leave me.
Sorry, Cecil. I'm not leaving. They may throw us out for an hour or two, but I'll be here. I'll come back to you.
The orderly turns to you and says,
We've shared an experience.
The orderly turns and says, We're not supposed to let him have sharp objects after what he did to his own hands.
No, I understand that, but I almost say I feel there's a chance it wasn't him who did this to his hands, but I resist the urge to say that, and I say yes, of course. I'm sorry. My instincts got the better of me.
PJ just says, "What did he do to his hands?"
Oh, he bit through the tendons.
Bit? Oh, must have a mighty powerful jaw.
That's amazing. As I hear that, I turn to Cecil and I try and say quietly, but I'm sure everyone hears. I try and say, were you trying to stop your illustration, your drawing? Were you trying to stop the channel?
Someone has to try. Someone has to try and stop it before it's too late.
You've been so brave, Cecil. Don't injure yourself again.
He smiles and he says, no. And then he looks at the notebook and says, you're the brave one. I immediately go over to the orderly and take back my notebook. He hands it over to you. Says, well, I'm afraid that is time. But if you need to see Cecil again, you'll have to come back tomorrow.
Of course. Yes.
Oh.
Cecil, would you like to see us again? I feel like we have a connection here, I feel.
Don't leave me. Don't leave me.
They're making us leave you for the night, but we'll be back in the morning. I'll be back in the morning, Cecil. I believe you. All will be well. I promise.
He just slumps against the wall and stares at the floor.
I'm sorry, Cecil. I'll see you shortly. And I leave the room.
Meanwhile, outside, what's Dr. Montrose and Kirk Sleep up to?
Sleep's leaning up against the trunk, and he just turns to Montrose and says, "Smoke." Holds out cigarettes.
No, I'm not a smoker, I'm afraid. I'll have a wee nip of whatever you've got in that hip flask, though, Mr. Sleep.
Help yourself. Seems like I got myself a new partner. You know, I like to work alone, but seems like today I'm making a few exceptions.
Aye, it seems so. Just tell me, Mr. Sleep, are you like Mr. Mahoney, a former police officer?
That's right.
Yeah.
Pretty obvious, right? You can spot it.
Well, I imagine you need a certain degree of training and skills in your line of work. But you
it
decided
helps.
to go it alone, as you put it.
Yeah, let's say I took early retirement from, I served with Detroit PD. But, yeah, I took early retirement.
It takes its toll. Although,
sure does.
Well, the events of today have rather taken their toll on me. I've seen a few things, but, well, I'm not quite sure what we're into with this business.
You can say that again. Listen, I back myself in most situations, but between you and I think maybe I'm a little bit in over my head here with all the historical documents, these witchcraft, occult happenings, visions.
Just hope young Mr. Hunter gives the doctors, Mr. Mahoney, the location of this documentation. We can retrieve it, return it to the university, and be done with this.
That'll be the end of it. That's right. That'll be the end of it.
The sky's getting quite dark because it's late autumn, and it's dusk, and some of the nurses and matrons carry little storm lanterns. You can see them walking across the lawn, gathering in the patients, the last few patients who are outside, bringing them inside. And as they're walking across, suddenly there is this blast of light as this telegraph pole, it's sort of a big telegraph, it's like I don't know what they're called.
Like the junction box?
Yes, yeah, like a junction box. It just suddenly explodes. Sparks arc out of it, and you're not sure if it's been hit by lightning because it is getting a bit muggy and a bit electrical stormy. But yeah, it's suddenly, and people, there's some shrieks from the people crossing the lawn, and now the telegraph pole's kind of on fire, but not much. And one of the matrons is sort of running inside, ringing a bell.
Christ!
Is there a peal of thunder after that lightning strike?
No.
So just to clarify, this is these wires that come out of this junction box. I mean, are they supplying electricity, or are they like telephone lines?
They look more like telephone cables, I think.
Presumably, there is electricity in there.
Yeah.
In the asylum. Okay,
but you suspect they probably have their own generator.
Right. Christ. But stand back from that. How close is it to? Is it close enough to the car that it looks like we're in danger of cables falling on us?
No. It's a distance away.
Take a couple of steps clear of the car, leans on a stick.
And then you hear this thud. Thud. Thud from the boot.
Mr. Sleep.
Christ, looks like I'm up.
And I
take my blackjack out.
Oh, Christ.
Take a little look around me. Is anyone close? Is anyone watching? Is anyone close?
Give me a spot hidden. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, regular success.
There is one patient. It's Lydia.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of the others have been corralled together, but they must have missed Lydia, or they trust her, because she stood apart. She stood over to one side, a bit of a distance away from you, in the shadow of a large conifer. And she's just watching you.
Say, Montrose, this looks like we got company.
Who? What? How's this?
This, Lydia, the tattooed lady is...
the lady that was cleaning the car. Why is she not inside with the rest of the patients?
That's a damn good question. Listen, you want me to go over and speak to her? You watch the car, or maybe you could have a word and I could deal with the situation.
And speak to the young lady whilst you do what you must here, Mr.
Yeah, I'll deal with the situation. Maybe you could just sort of, send her on her way.
Aye. So Montrose will walk over towards Lydia.
Mm-hmm. So, what's Kirk doing about the car? The thudding continues, rhythmic. Thud.
I am
thud, thud, thud.
I'm leaning on the boot and just sort of tapping it with my hand, just casually, just to try and mask the thudding, lighting up a cigarette, maybe humming a little tuneless tune, and until I can see that Lydia is distracted, and then I'm going to deal with it.
Okay.
So I've got my eye on Lydia, but my hand tapping on the boot. And I might mumble under my breath, "You're all right in there, Anthony. Don't worry, I'm coming for you pretty soon. I'm going to put you back to sleep."
Oh, Christ.
So you get quite close to Lydia, Dr. Montrose. She hasn't moved an inch, and she's just looking at you with this kind of blank expression.
Lydia, was it? You'd best get inside, dear. I think they're trying to get everyone safely inside. There is a lightning strike a moment ago. You must have seen it. It's not safe for you out here. She'll try and sort of walk over towards her, trying to put her into Lydia's line of sight towards sleep in the car, and she can just put her arm around her and, yeah, dear, come with me, and, trying to lead her back.
As soon as you get sort of within arm's reach, she lunges at you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit.
No, what? Okay.
Uh-oh.
You'll have had worse than the Glasgow Library, surely. I mean,
well, not so much in the Glasgow Libraries, but she's mixed it up a little bit elsewhere.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll have you know, the libraries in Glasgow are very civilised and refined places.
Oh, sure they are.
Oh, she's rolled a 3.
She's rolled a 3. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Then I will attempt to dodge and, in all likelihood, fail. I rolled a 92, so no, that is not
shit.
By any measure successful. She doesn't see this coming. Clearly.
Presumably I see this all happening.
Yeah, probably. So she does she sort of lunges at you in this sort of ungainly way, clawing at your face, your eyes, and you take 3 hit points of damage as she nuts you.
Fuck me. I'm taking it back. It's not Glasgow Libraries, it's Western-super-Mare Libraries.
Yeah.
Which have since been turned into luxury flats, but they're still,
But yeah, her forehead makes contact with you, with the bridge of your nose, and you feel this sort of crunch.
The kiss.
And you can taste blood.
Yeah. Mr. Sleep, I'm being accosted.
Oh shit!
What does well, who's got the highest dex actually? Kirk or Montrose?
My dex is 40.
Oh, mine's 55. Not great.
So Sleep shoots everyone. spotted.
Well, he's already spotted that Tommy gun on the back seat.
Oh God! Why did we leave the Tommy gun in the car?
Maybe that's overkill for it.
I've only just realised how stupid that was. That's brilliant.
Yeah, he's already spotted it, but I think I think probably he's currently quite sane. It's all relative.
What do you do?
Is anyone else still out here in the courtyard?
No.
It's clear now.
More or less, yeah. Well, yeah, as far as you can tell.
Is there still banging coming from the boot?
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck it.
Gonna be horrible.
Okay, I take out my I take out my revolver, and I sort of run towards. I don't shoot because it looks like they're in a bit of a tussle, but I run towards Lydia and Montrose, and I'm yelling, "Hey, let go of her!" Something like that.
Unfortunately, Lydia is fighting like a thing possessed.
Unfortunately, Lydia is barking mad.
Yeah.
What does Dr. Montrose do?
Dr. Montrose is sort of staggering back, flailing with her arms in front of her, trying to push Lydia off of her and away from her. So, yeah, that's what she's trying to do. Lydia's still coming at her.
Is this like a fighting brawl, or is it more of a strength thing?
Well,
trying to just break the grapple, or
she's just trying to push it away from her. It's probably I'm not trying to retain any kind of clinch or hold. I'm trying to break it and trying to get away from her.
Let's do fighting brawl. I think that's
probably most appropriate given we're in a tussle. 35 is not a success. I'm going to spend 10 points of luck to make that a normal success, because I don't want this mad woman sticking the head on me any further. So, yeah.
This is Sparta moment.
I have no points. A regular success for Dr. Montrose.
Yeah, I mean, she fails to fight back in the way she wants, so you break the hold she has.
I'm staggering back, trying to get some distance.
As you look back, there's a sort of pale light coming from her. You realise it's this sort of ruddy yellow light where her eyes are. It's very unnerving.
Yeah.
Possibly even a sanity roll for seeing.
Wow.
Because it is unnatural.
It's that unnerving. That's a pass.
You don't lose any sanity.
To be fair, I've spent a lot of my time recently in Dorset, and like some of the contouring that's going on down there would require a sanity roll.
Nice. Strong. I saw a bit of that in Norwich actually, my recent visit. I was a bit shocked.
I just want that yellow light under the eyes.
Lydia charges at you and leaps at you again.
Oh, fuck.
But misses entirely. She sort of stumbles and sort of ends up coming along the floor, sort of like on her hands and legs, almost like an animal.
God.
It's very odd.
Yes.
Trust her.
What does Kirk do?
Am I in touching distance yet?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's not that.
Okay, well, I think I might have misspoke when I said that I'd drawn my revolver. Of course, what I meant was I had my blackjack in my hand. So I'd like to just whack her over the head with my blackjack.
Okay. Yeah, give me a fighting brawl roll.
I certainly will.
Oh, poor Lydia.
Oh, yes, just passed by about 1 point.
Yeah, she doesn't manage to grab hold of you as you do that, so you can do damage.
Oh, she's in trouble.
She probably is, actually.
Yeah.
Poor Lydia.
Oh, I don't want to kill her, but that might happen.
Oh, fuck.
Because my kosh does 1d8 plus my damage.
Shit. What?
You can try a knockout blow. You can do a knockout blow.
Yeah.
Oh, how does that work?
There's a pulp rule that says you can say, I want to knock this person out, and just in the spirit of pulpiness, if you're successful, it does a point of damage.
Which I think is the rule in the normal. It's just an optional rule.
It's really interesting that, because you kind of think that's a really fucking useful narrative tool to be able to knock something out rather than kill them. But actually, the drama of accidentally killing someone is a lot more interesting.
It's funny, isn't it? It's like, there's so many times where you're like, oh, I shoot him in the foot, but actually the rules don't really allow for that. You just you roll and it's like, oh, I accidentally shot him in the heart and killed him.
Well, there is something to be said about aiming to do so. Like in real life, you aim to knock someone out, you might accidentally cave their skull in.
Yeah.
Right.
But is that a success or a fumble? If it's not what you intended,
that's your wheelhouse, isn't it? Well, I'd say it's
a maneuver.
Oh, well, I was just going to roll.
Here we go.
Which you've succeeded on anyway.
The rule in the book is treat it as a maneuver.
Oh, there we go.
So if it's a successful maneuver, then they're unconscious and suffer 1 hit point of damage.
So you've succeeded.
I mean, if it, for sake of argument, what I've rolled is 5 points of damage, so maybe that would have done the same thing. I don't know.
It would.
Fine. Okay.
She was possessed. She was absolutely mad. I don't know. I just was trying to get her to safety, obviously discreetly, and she just went for me. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I tell you what, though, Kirk, actually, you did see the eyes as well.
Did I?
Well, yeah, you're coming up to her. She's on all fours and she's trying to grab you. You probably saw her.
Yeah, I was coming up behind her. I don't think
you were.
Maybe a luck roll for that?
Yeah. If you like. Why don't you do a spot hidden with a bonus die?
Don't wait a minute. She's more likely to see them that way.
The eyes. Don't look at the eyes.
I mean, her eyes are glowing in the dark.
Oh, okay.
You are Lambda trained, and technically you're going to find eye-to-eye contact when it comes to combat, Dan.
Okay.
Never forget that.
Yeah, that's true. I am trained. So you're going to make me do a sanity roll.
Yeah, I think so. I just don't see how you'd be coming up behind her when it had already been very clear that Dr. Montrose had walked towards her to get in between her eye line and you. Like, you're definitely coming.
That's fair.
Unless you'd looped all the way around.
Oh, boy, I've rolled a 99.
Okay.
Great stuff. So you lose 2 sanity points.
And
The bout of madness.
And you'll be subject to delusions again, of course.
Can we just leave sleep here?
And for Dr. Montrose, like, her problem was a mad patient, and now it's a mad non-patient.
Fellow investigator.
Mad.
So, Dr. Montrose, you see Kirk sleep, knock this woman unconscious, and he breathes for a moment, and you hear him mutter something about her eyes. Her eyes were wrong. And then he lifts the blackjack again and brings it down again.
No!
And again.
No! Sleep, what are you doing?
I took one look at her in the eyes, and there was something wrong about her eyes. They were glowing, so I took my blackjack and I brought it down on her head, and I lifted it up again. I could still see those eyes, and I lifted it up, and I brought it down one more time. I turned. I saw that Dr. Montrose stood there, looking at me like she'd seen a ghost. She said to me, "What have you done?" I looked her down at the body again. I brought the blackjack up, and I brought it down on her head one more time. And then I turned, and I knew there was another job to do, and I strolled back towards the car. Was the trunk still closed? It looked like it was. Was it?
Yeah.
I asked the keeper, was the trunk closed?
It was.
He told me it was. I held my blackjack up in the air. I popped the trunk.
Oh, fuck.
And down below me, I saw the twitching body of Anthony Flinders.
Oh, shit.
It was his turn. I brought the blackjack down on his head, and up again and down again.
Oh, fuck.
Horrible. Blood and brain matter smeared all over the boot. The trunk. God damn it, I thought. Thank fuck this ain't my car. I turned. I thought, who next?
Montrose is running towards the building at this point. There is no way.
Montrose was running towards the building. Yeah. What did she know? What did she see?
Yeah, well, exactly. She looks back over her shoulder towards you in terror.
And then suddenly I had a thought. There was something in the car. I grabbed the door handle, I threw it open, I thought that broad's gonna get it. I reached in and pulled out the Tommy gun. How does this thing work? I thought. I never handled one of these things before, but I've seen them used.
Let's check how long this bout of madness is gonna be. Okay. So at that moment, Dr. Montrose is running into the building just as Dr. Duckworth and Steinweg and... probably Steinweg gets there first.
I'm going to be there early.
And
so you see Montrose running in the front door, holding a road, blood is pouring down. He's been mad. He's murdered Lydia. He's murdered Leda. I think he's gone for the Tommy gun. He's lost it. He's totally lost it this time.
Because Steinweg's still on the back end of the 2 sanity loss. But he knows what he needs is he needs to pick himself back up again. So he pops his he puts his cane under his arm and he pops the tin, but he just has a little bit too much energy behind it, and he just sprays cocaine all over his face and Montrose's face. And just for a split second they're blinded with the white powder.
And then you hear it. Is that a good place to have a little break?
Yes!
I need a break. I think I need a cup of tea.
Oh my God.
We're all going to end up on death row.
Oh my good God.
He's really lost it this time.